the Zerg usually wants to be one base ahead on the Terran player. Now these mutas will be harassing here. No turrets yet for TLO. That first one almost complete. Barely manages to pick off that SCV while it was building it, and only a few SCV kills here by Machine, but still the Mutalist harass is very effective at keeping the Terran in his base, so that you can easily expand behind this, easily and safely expand behind this. A nice creep spread by Machine at this point. He does have one queen specialized in pooping creep. Now, one siege tank making his way in the middle of the map. He will most likely lose this, of course. There is no way that TLO will do anything with this tank. A bit of a blunder here. Not very TLO-esque. He doesn't usually show some little mistakes like that. Now this command center landing here will start getting abused by these mutas, but Machine knows that a lot of Marines are coming and wisely turns around. He will continue and try to harass this, but will be thwarted away by this little group of Marines. Now taking a fourth base behind this mutalist harass, again very safe because drops are completely negated obviously by mutas. Very easy to intercept drops, especially on this map since there are only basically two ways of dropping on the top and the bottom. There is no real secondary attack path, just this really huge main corridor here. So we actually see an infestation pit going up for Machine. He is upgrading his melee attack level 1. And TLO just producing a very standard Marine tank army here with medevac. He will try and drop probably at some point in the game, but not opting to drop yet. He will be moving out behind these shrubs. Of course, with Stim, he will be able to do some damage. Not many banelings from EGMachine yet, but there we go. He is producing 7 more. And if he's not careful, TLO will be intercepted here because there is a lot of creep. He is scanning to take out some creep tumors. There we go. He is levering one tank and a few Marines on that high ground. Will lose this tank from the Mutalist. Nice catch by Machine here, killing off these few Marines in that tank. Great reflexes, because if TLO can actually get his position up here, it is very hard to drop, especially if there are Marines to help there. Now Machine throwing forward all his banelings and his links, be able to take out most of TLO's army. I believe these mutas will be able to clean the rest of this up. Not many Marines and very injured Marines here. TLO actually keeps his position for now. Machine is still turning out lings. 24 lings just popped out and a few banelings on the map. But it's really these mutalists are the real threat here. Now mining gas, only mining gas at his 4th base. He really needs that gas to get that mutalist number up. When that mutalist number is at a critical point, that is about 20 mutas, he is approaching that. They can actually one-shot turrets and do huge damage in the main base of the Terran. Now, nice little spread here by TLO. Actually still has submarines on the high ground, now being healed up by those medevacs. EG will decide to engage here, and very nice engagement. These banelings running after the Marines, so that they did outrun the Banes, and TLO still remains and keeps this position in the middle of the map, really containing the Zerg, not letting him pressure anyway, and getting that 3rd base very safely behind this. Now TLO still has this little pack of Marines on the high ground. They are very daring here because they will get picked off, of course, by these mutas as soon as he spots them. 2 tanks out of position here in the middle. Again, a little blunder by TLO. 3 tanks is not what you want to give the Zerg. Another tank here being picked off. And that is 3 free tanks that TLO just gave away. Not characteristic of him. We don't usually see him play like this and give out free units. Now a lot of mutas out on the map for EGMachine, 26 mutas you can see. Now they are approaching that number where they can actually one-shot turrets. You see there are a few left back here. And now abusing that third base from TLO, killing a few workers still, only 6 workers, but again, these mutas, their real power is in map control. They cannot, the Terran army cannot move out because these mutas will just wreak havoc in the main base if he does. Now, abusing the lack of mobility of TLO here, Marines not even coming back in the main, nowhere in sight. So EGMachine will just kill all these turrets and then have free reign in that main base. Decides to turn around here. He could have easily picked off this supply depot. I feel like one Thor will be able to repel these mutas for now at least. But this amount of mutas, he actually lost quite a few mutas here. Oh, I take that back. Here is the rest of the mutas. So still about, still 32 mutas on the field. He will be able to pick out this lonely barracks down here. Decides not to finish it off, takes out the gas instead. During that time, Machine is actually going for the Hive Tech and 2 spine crawlers in the main to prevent any tech picking. Terrans usually like to do that. They take a small force, drop it in the main, and pick off any tech building they can. Spires are very vulnerable to this kind of drop. Now these Mutalisks still wrecking havoc in TLO's main. I guess he just said to himself that he won't really try and kill these Mutas because there's nothing much in his main. Most of this production is down here now. And he still has all the important buildings in the main. Lost a few supply depots, maybe an add-on or two, but nothing too serious here. Of course, he cannot mine from his main base anymore, but there is only about 50 minerals left in it. So now TLO actually trying to get his army supply up. Now only 131 to 175 from EGMachine. I feel like Machine is in a really great position, but if TLO can actually move out and force these Mutalisks to come back and defend the base, he should be able to maybe come back in this, because there aren't really any other units from Machine except this large pack of Mutalisks. But of course Machine, the good player that he is, will not allow that. You can see TLO actually moving across the map, will try and attack Machine right away. He is very well prepared though, with all these Lings and Banelings, all that creep behind. He will be able to kill this off. As soon as all those Marines are gone, these Mutas can magic box the rest of the Thors and just kill everything. And there he goes, TLO GG's out of there, and we will be going on to game 2. So look for that soon enough.